Imagine a gray, bustling open-air bazaar in the heart of Warsaw in the 1980s. Amidst the political unrest and shortages of the late communist era, young enthusiasts are huddling around stalls, not looking for food or clothes, but for something far more precious: cracked copies of Western video games on cassette tapes and floppy disks. In this world of scarcity, a generation of self-taught coders and entrepreneurs was born, people who would eventually trade the bazaar for the boardroom. Fast forward to today, and that same country is a global digital titan. It is the home of Geralt of Rivia, the birthplace of the world's most advanced RPGs, and a premier destination for the planet's biggest tech giants. This is the story of Poland's transformation from coal to code. In this video, we will explore the gritty history of the Polish software scene, the financial engines that powered its rise, the current reality of its billion-dollar industry, and the AI-driven future that aims to keep Poland at the top of the global food chain. The foundation of Poland's software dominance wasn't laid in high-tech labs, but in scientific curiosity during the Cold War. As early as 1960, a programmer named Bogdan Miś used one of Poland's first computers to launch a simple game of X's and O's. These early experiments established a precedent for technical experimentation in Polish engineering circles. However, the real Big Bang happened in the 1980s. Because of Western technology embargoes, hardware and software were nearly impossible to obtain legally. This created the famous computer markets, like the one on Rybowska Street in Warsaw, which functioned as the primary nodes for exchanging software and technical knowledge. Magazines like Bytech, launched in 1985, became the social media of the era, publishing pages of code that readers would manually type into their 8-bit Ataris and Commodores. This forced an entire generation to understand software at a systems level. They weren't just players, they were builders. When the Iron Curtain fell in 1989, these bazaar entrepreneurs didn't just want to play games, they wanted to build a legitimate industry. Two high school friends, Marcin Iwiński and Michał Kaczynski, founded CD Projekt in 1994 with just $2,000 and a rent-free office in a friend's flat. They realized that to beat the rampant piracy of the 90s, they had to offer something better: high-quality, localized games in the Polish language. Their success with the localization of Baldur's Gate in 1999, which featured legendary Polish actors, proved that a legal, high-quality product could dominate the market. By 2002, the distributors at CD Projekt decided to take a massive risk. They wanted to create their own game based on the Wiedźmin, The Witcher novels by Andrzej Sapkowski. At the time, they had no idea how to develop a video game. Their first demo was famously called a piece of crap by their own team, and they were rejected by publishers across Europe. They didn't give up. They licensed the Aurora engine from BioWare and spent 5 years in development, expanding from 15 people to a team of 100. When The Witcher finally released in 2007, it brought Polish culture to an international audience. But the path wasn't smooth. The company nearly went bankrupt during the 2008 financial crisis while trying to port the game to consoles. They stayed afloat by focusing on The Witcher 2 and eventually The Witcher 3: Wild Hunt. Released in 2015, The Witcher 3 became a cultural phenomenon, selling over 50 million copies as of 2023 and winning numerous Game of the Year awards. It was so significant that the Polish Prime Minister gifted a copy of the game to President Barack Obama during his 2011 visit, cementing video games as Poland's new national brand. While CD Projekt Red is the most famous, Poland's game dev scene is a vast ecosystem of over 800 studios. Techland, founded in 1991, evolved from a software translator into a leader in the action survival genre. Their Dying Light franchise has sold millions of units globally, leading to a massive investment from Tencent, who acquired a controlling stake in the company in 2024 for an estimated $1.6 billion. Then there is 11-Bit Studios, formed by former staff from CD Projekt and Metropolis Software. They're famous for meaningful dystopian games like This War of Mine, which depicts war from a civilian perspective; Frostpunk, city-building survival game, where players take on the role of a leader in an alternate history set in the late 19th century, in which they must build and maintain a city during a worldwide mass cooling event. The Alters, in this game the player assumes control of Jan Dolski, a space miner who must create alternative versions of himself in order to survive on an inhospitable planet. In a world first, the Polish government added This War of Mine to the official National School Reading List in 2020. Other specialized studios like Bloober Team have mastered psychological horror, recently validating their expertise with the massive success of the Silent Hill 2 remake for Konami. Meanwhile, companies like Playway have created a high-volume model, acting as an assembly factory for niche simulation games like House Flipper and Car Mechanic Simulator, capturing a massive global audience for job-based simulations. How does a country maintain this level of output? The answer lies in a unique mix of local financing, government support, and human capital. In 2019, the Warsaw Stock Exchange dedicated an entire index to the industry, the WIG Games Index. By 2020, Poland had the highest number of gaming companies listed on a stock exchange in the world, even surpassing Tokyo. This allows studios to access local capital rather than relying solely on foreign publishers. The government has also stepped in, recognizing that the knowledge economy is the future. Programs like the Game In initiative have allocated over 500 million PLN to gaming R&D. Fiscal incentives like the IP box allow for a preferential 5% tax rate on income derived from intellectual property, such as software copyrights. However, the real ROI comes from the talent. Polish programmers consistently rank among the top 3 in the world in competitions like HackerRank. With over 60 public universities offering strong STEM programs, Poland produces 15,000 tech graduates annually. This elite workforce is 90% proficient in English, making them perfect partners for Western markets. Poland's software superpower status extends far beyond gaming. The broader IT services market is projected to reach over $10 billion in revenue by 2025. Poland has transitioned from being a provider of low-cost labor to a global hub for enterprise software, fintech, and cloud computing. Today, Poland exports more IT services than tech-heavy nations like Japan or South Korea. Global giants like Google, Microsoft, and Intel have established massive R&D centers in cities like Warsaw, Krakow, and Gdansk. For US and European companies, Poland has become the premier nearshoring destination. A senior software developer in Poland earns about $70,000 per year, compared to up to $170,000 in the US, allowing companies to build high-performing teams for a fraction of the cost, without sacrificing quality. There is also a talent oversupply at the junior level, meaning the market is becoming much more selective, focusing only on experienced specialists in AI, cloud, and data engineering. Furthermore, major studios face the cyclical nature of production. After the massive revenue peaks of games like Cyberpunk 2077 and Dying Light 2, the industry saw a revenue dip of 8% between 2022 and 2024 as studios entered long development cycles for their next big hits. Technologically, the industry is pivoting. CD Projekt Red has retired its proprietary Red engine to partner with Epic Games on Unreal Engine 5, allowing them to focus on creativity rather than engine maintenance. Generative AI is also becoming a cornerstone, with 20% of new games already utilizing AI for world building, NPC behavior, and streamlining code. The release pipeline is stacked, with The Witcher 4 in full production, a sequel to Cyberpunk 2077 codenamed Orion in the works, and a slew of titles from 11-bit studios and Bloober Team. The Polish export juggernaut shows no signs of slowing down. Poland's journey from selling cracked games at street stalls to becoming Europe's largest gaming hub is a testament to the power of creativity and technical excellence. It is a country that used its history of scarcity to build a future of abundance. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more deep dives into the global tech landscape, don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.